$1.6 trillion. That's the weight of the student loan crisis in the United States. But to put that into perspective, $1 million in $100 bills weighs about 22 pounds. That means that $1.6 trillion would weigh about 35 million pounds. That's real weight on the backs of hardworking Americans. But those hardworking Americans don't have to put up with that weight. They can offload that burden by paying their student loans off as quickly as possible through developing a plan and choosing a proven method to accelerate their debt relief process. And students can create an action plan, and there are many reasons to. The average student loan debt in Louisiana is about $35,000 per student, according to a 2021 Melanie Hansen article on educationdata.org titled Student Loans by State. But that number is actually higher for graduates and people who plan to graduate, because it incorporates people who drop out after the first year or two. But what that means is, on average, the average student loan debt payment is about $400 per month. But interest is constantly growing on these, and the current interest rate is about 5.9%, according to a 2021 Melanie Hansen article on educationdata.org titled Student Loan Interest Rates. What that means is that over the course of a 10-year loan, that 5.9% accruing year over year winds up being about 27% of the actual principal that a person would spend towards the balance of the loan in the 10-year payment plan. 27% is about $13,000. But most student loans are actually accruing before and longer than that 10 years. Most student loans, according to Ryan Wangman's article, interest rates start accruing on most students while they're still in class. A Business Insider article from 2021, it does exactly that. Interest starts accruing on students while they're still in class, unless it's a direct subsidized loan, which the majority aren't. Meaning that there's more interest than that $13,000. A lot of students are going to pay more than that. But increased payments towards the principal can expedite the process of paying off debt, and it can make that loan disappear a lot more quickly. And not paying off debt early has a lot of consequences. Average pay for a college alumni is about $55,000 a year, according to a 2021 Stephen Miller SHRM.org article titled Salaries for College Grads Are Rising Amid Labor Shortages. Student loans make up about 11% of a person's salary, and that take-home salary is about $3,500. And that means that a student loan is on par with a person's consumption habits like eating out, alcohol, and nicotine. So by cutting costs in these areas, students and graduates can generate more cash flow towards paying off their debt quickly and saving money on interest in the long term. That 11% was according to a 2019 Consumer Expenditures Report from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. But by cutting costs on alcohol and nicotine products and swapping from delivery to frozen, a college graduate generates a lot more cash flow that they can use towards other things. This money can become very efficient, and it can be used towards one of two methods, according to Ashley Anires, Debt Avalanche versus Debt Snowball, What's the difference? And it's an Investopedia.com article by Ashley Anires in 2021. The avalanche method to paying off debt quickly is the highest interest rate first. And what this does is limits the amount of interest a person has to pay over a short period of time. And by saving money on interest, you save money overall. But the debt snowball method is paying off the smallest debt first, which would be if you had a $1,000 credit card bill and you had a $2,000 student loan bill, you would pay the $1,000 off first, and you would take the money that you were spending on that $1,000 and throw it all at the next one, opening up significant amounts of cash flow and becoming very powerful. Eventually your snowball would get very big and you would be able to throw a lot more weight around to knocking out debts faster. But by judiciously using either of those two methods, a person can pay off debt very, very quickly. And by paying off debt very, very quickly, a person can generate more cash flow in the near term, and they can save thousands and thousands of dollars in interest, along with not having to worry about delinquencies and having to pay someone else back.